44 powerful, thought-provoking poems that tell the story of working through trauma and truly finding freedom. This book is entitled The Complicated Reflections of Him, and joining us this afternoon is the author of this incredible compilation of poems. We have Jeremy Watson. Jeremy, thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely. This is an honor. You're one of our first guests here on Studio STL.
Thank you.
And this is actually your sixth work.
Yes.
But it's probably the one that you've had to dig the deepest to write.
Yes, indeed.
Tell us a little bit more about it.
So The Complicated Reflections of Him is a book, as you mentioned, of 44 poems, or 44 testimonies, if I may. Mostly my testimonies, but also the testimonies of men who were courageous enough to not only tell me their stories, but give me the creative freedom to write about their stories. So it is a book about childhood trauma and how we can oftentimes pull some of that unresolved trauma into our adulthood, and we display it, we relate it, we convey it in various ways. But more importantly, the book is about freedom. It is about deliverance. It's about the discovery of patterns. It's about forgiveness and how all of those things work together for the good of the heart of man, for the good of the mind of man, for the good of the soul and the spirit of man as well.
Are you performing these poems? That sounds amazing. That is beautiful. That is really beautiful. And I like that you had to dig deep, not only for yourself, but with other men as you wrote this book. Why do you think it's so important for Black men to really kind of tap into their emotions and find that, you know, that path of freedom and release that trauma?
Yes, I truly believe that the enemy can only hold us hostage to the words that we're unwilling to speak, the secrets that we are willing to keep. And so I can speak freely about what was without shame. I can speak about what was without embarrassment. I can speak about what was without conviction because I am said that I am delivered, free. And so I can speak these poems from a mindset of victory and not a victim mentality. So when I say these poems, these are really truly pieces of my journey, pieces of my journal that I am giving out to the world.
When you're like at a therapy session in church all at once, oh my God, that is so beautiful.
Thank you.
I'm genuinely speechless. Oh my gosh. So I had an opportunity to read through a couple of poems that are inside of the book. I mean, do you have a favorite story or a favorite poem?
Yes, and just a little bit of a trigger warning. So the book was really based around an experience that I had when I was a childhood. I was a victim of childhood molestation. And so when I wanted to convey that story, it was very important for me to not only tell the story from that child's perspective, but also from that teen's perspective, and also from the perspective of a man who had not learned to deal with what he had gone through. And a big piece of what I had gone through was forgiveness. And there is sort of my defining poem with this book is called Scream. And the very latter part of that poem says, scream from the outside too. Yes, stuff happens and maybe it's supposed to assist in defining you. Resilience has become my favorite word, but it does not eclipse the word of God that tells me he sees through this warrior's facade. Because when I finally brought my pain to his throne, my scream, it took on a different tone. I no longer had to be the harvest from the seeds another man had sown. And I made this known. I am no longer his prey. Sometimes the worst part about being victimized as a child is renewing the part of your mind that still believes you are a victim today. Addressing the boy stuck, conveying the decaying heart even my offspring were displaying. And forgiveness was not me betraying, but I tired of obeying the part of me that says those thoughts I'm to always be replaying. But he quieted once he heard me say that if I truly believe God forgives all sins, then even our molesters must be tossed away. You see, the weight of every tear I cry privately, I did not have to carry alone, because all that trauma God had already known and how it works for my good, he has now shown, because I can stand here today, my Lord, and convey in my own poetic way that I have been made free. And I look forward to sharing in heaven, even if it's with the man who once molested me. And maybe that's freedom, maybe that's healing, and to some of you, maybe that's somewhat extreme. But by his grace, for once in my life, I don't feel the need to scream.
That is beautiful.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for sharing with me today, for sharing with St. Louis today. And I'm sorry you had to experience that, but I love that you have found your freedom.
Yes, it all works for my good. All works for my good.
we have in church today, St.
Amen.
Louis. There is freedom in this book. The complicated reflections of him, St. Louis. I mean, this is an incredible piece of work, of Jeremy's work. By his hands, he has been redeemed and healed and restored. So, Jeremy, thank you so much for sharing that today. And St. Louis, you have to get your hands on this book. Author Jeremy Watson, he's an entrepreneur. He's also a spoken word artist. So if you're interested in checking him out at his next event, you can. You can visit him online at jcwatt.com. And you can also find him on Facebook and on Instagram. Jeremy, thank you so much.
My pleasure.
Happy Black History Month.
Happy Black History Month.
And congratulations on Novel.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.